strong believer in Article 1621, freedom and independence of the media, guaranteed by the 1992 Constitution. To have that given effect to the threshold for entry, in my opinion, respectively, ought not to be put so high. We should allow citizens and media organizations the room to practice in this space and the room to even make some mistakes in this space. The courts, as you mentioned, are there and have quite some stringent, may I say, laws that can be applied. The defamation procedures, as you talked about, exist. There's even laws on publishing false news with the intent to create fear and panic. In other jurisdictions like Kenya, they've just passed a Cyber Security Act, which includes provisions that make it an offense to spread false news on social media, where sometimes it's very difficult to find out exactly who is spreading that particular bit of false news. Be that as it may, I am of the view that the current legal infrastructure is enough. A bit more enforcement is what we need, and even when a judgment appears to be a shell, to the extent that the person is a judgment debtor, I'm sure that it can be applied somewhere down the line as we continue to trace that person's assets. Our Constitution believes, and the framers of our Constitution were clear, that to get this democracy of ours flourishing and to allow a scenario where various Ghanaians or various stakeholders with various schools of thought can contribute to the exercise of developing our nation, we should not fetter opinion. And that is why it talks about the fact that even the government shall not penalize or harass editors and publishers of newspapers for their editorial opinions and views or the content of their publication, or the best fit path in this our democracy. However, these opinions, views, and content matters are also subject to other laws, including the laws of defamation, for example, the laws of publishing false news with the intent of causing panic and fear, and the laws of contempt. They are all subject to these. The Constitution, and this is why I come into the second matter, says that the courts have the right to commit to themselves for contempt. And contempt, as has been argued, has not been defined in any other manner except for the fact that anything that brings the administration of justice into disrepute, the courts can commit to them for contempt. At this stage, in my view, I will not share the opinion of those who say that, therefore, the courts may be undermining Article 1624 if they find, and adjudicatory power rests with the courts. If the courts can find that despite the right to free expression, whatever you have said is defamatory, whatever you have said amounts to publishing false news, then the same court can also find that whatever you have said is contemptuous. It brings the administration of justice into disrepute. And there's precedent, in our history where the courts have said that even the truth at a point may not save you if the matter is contemptuous. So I do not share that view.